What if the sweet little girl next door is actually a cold-blooded killer? That's exactly what happens in today's movie, and trust me, you'll never look at children the same way again. Welcome back to Fine Frames. I'm breaking down the chilling 2018 thriller, The Bad Seed, a film that will make you question everything about childhood innocence. This movie is a psychological horror masterpiece that explores the terrifying concept of evil without explanation. So buckle up, because this story will leave you disturbed for days. Our story centers on 9-year-old Emma, who lives with her father David after her mother's mysterious death. From the very first scene, we know something's deeply wrong with this child. Emma watches a cat drown from her bedroom window with absolutely zero emotion. No tears, no concern, no attempt to help, just cold, calculating observation. During breakfast, Emma casually mentions the drowning cat to her father, who tries to comfort her. But here's the thing, Emma doesn't need comfort because she feels nothing. Her aunt reveals that Emma's mother died in a strange accident. But again, Emma shows no grief whatsoever about her mother's death. At school, Emma appears to be the perfect student. When a bee enters the classroom and other children panic, Emma calmly captures it and releases it outside. Her teacher notices this behavior, but mistakes it for kindness. The reality is much more sinister. Emma understands what emotions should look like, but she doesn't actually feel them. Here's where it gets truly disturbing. We see Emma practicing emotions in the mirror, literally rehearsing how to smile for a citizenship award ceremony. She's not preparing to be happy. She's preparing to perform happiness. This is a child who has learned to mimic human emotions to blend in. The next day comes the citizenship award ceremony. Emma is convinced she deserves this award more than anyone else. She's calculated every kind gesture, every helpful act, all to win this recognition. But when they announce the winner, it's not Emma. It's a boy named Milo. Emma's devastation is real, but not for the reasons you'd expect. She's not sad about losing. She's furious that her manipulation didn't work. After the ceremony, Emma approaches Milo with a sweet smile. She tells him she wants to show him something special near a cliff by the river. Milo, being a trusting child, follows her. Emma leads him to a dangerous rocky area, supposedly to show him something interesting. But when Milo gets scared and wants to go back, Emma's true nature emerges. She moves toward him with cold determination, and the screen goes black. We hear a scream and then silence. When the camera returns, we see Milo's lifeless body floating in the river below. Here's what makes Emma truly terrifying: her reaction to Milo's death. When his parents frantically ask if anyone has seen him, Emma lies effortlessly, claiming she hasn't seen him in a long time. She delivers this lie with perfect innocence, even showing fake concern for her missing classmate. Moments later, two girls scream for help. Everyone rushes to the river, where they find Milo's body. His father desperately tries to save him, performing CPR while everyone else watches in horror. Emma stands among the crowd, observing the chaos she created with complete emotional detachment. The most disturbing part: while everyone else cries at Milo's memorial service, Emma remains completely unmoved. She even seals his citizenship medal as a twisted trophy, hiding it under her bed, along with disturbing drawings of his death. Emma's teacher, Mrs. Ellis, starts putting the pieces together. She remembers seeing Emma with Milo near the cliff and becomes suspicious. Mrs. Ellis discusses her concerns with David and a police officer, explaining that Emma was the last person seen with Milo. But Emma is always one step ahead. She overhears their conversation from behind the door and realizes she's in danger of being exposed. In a calculated move, she deliberately injures herself by accidentally knocking over a vase, creating a distraction that ends the conversation. When David treats her wound, he gently asks if she was with Milo at the cliff. Emma lies again, but Mrs. Ellis insists she saw them together. This triggers Emma's first genuine emotion: pure, uncontrolled rage. She screams that Mrs. Ellis hates her, showing the violent anger that lurks beneath her innocent facade. Emma decides that Mrs. Ellis is a threat that needs to be eliminated. She notices that their property has a beehive and devises a sinister plan. Emma carefully removes the entire beehive and places it in Mrs. Ellis's car, knowing that the teacher is allergic to bee stings. The plan works perfectly. Mrs. Ellis gets in her car, the bees attack her, and she crashes while trying to escape. She dies from the bee stings, and Emma has successfully murdered her second victim.
When David and Emma learn about Mrs. Ellis's death, Emma's performance is flawless. She fake cries, claiming the teacher was her favorite, showing just enough emotion to seem genuinely upset. But watch carefully. The moment they leave, her tears disappear completely. She's performed grief, not felt it. Meanwhile, David hires a new babysitter called Chloe, who becomes suspicious when she catches Emma stealing pills from David's room. Emma quickly manipulates the situation, threatening to tell David about Chloe's smoking habit if she doesn't keep quiet about the pills. But Chloe makes a fatal mistake during a casual conversation. She hints that David seems attracted to her and suggests she might become Emma's stepmother someday. This triggers Emma's possessive rage over her father. She cannot tolerate the idea of anyone taking her mother's place or sharing her father's attention. That night, Emma executes her most brutal murder yet. She lures Chloe to their shed, then traps her inside by barricading the door. Emma methodically sets the building on fire, watching from the house window as Chloe desperately tries to escape. Chloe pounds on the door, screaming for help, but Emma just watches coldly as the flames consume her. When David returns home, he finds police and firefighters at the scene. Emma plays the traumatized child perfectly, appearing shocked and devastated by the tragedy. The pressure starts getting to David. He begins having nightmares about Milo's death and starts connecting disturbing patterns. First the missing beehive, then Mrs. Ellis's death from bees, now Chloe's death in a fire. His subconscious is piecing together the truth about his daughter. They visit a child psychologist, Dr. March, but Emma is too clever for even a trained professional. She presents herself as a completely normal, well-adjusted child, successfully manipulating the doctor into believing she's perfectly healthy. Finally, David can't ignore the truth anymore. In a heartbreaking scene, he sits with Emma in her room and promises to help her if she tells him the truth. He assures her that he'll do everything he can to protect her, but she needs to be honest. Emma finally confesses, and her admissions are chilling. She casually admits to pushing Milo off the cliff, explaining he was going to tell on her for stealing her medal. She shows no remorse, treating murder like a minor inconvenience. But that's not all. Emma admits she also killed her previous babysitter, Madison, by pushing her down the stairs. Her reason? Madison grabbed her hand too firmly while trying to help her. Emma felt this was unacceptable treatment. The confessions continue. Emma admits to murdering Mrs. Ellis with the bees because the teacher suspected her. She also confesses to burning Chloe alive, explaining she couldn't stand the thought of Chloe becoming her stepmother. The most chilling part of this confession isn't what Emma says, but how she says it. She speaks casually, as if she is discussing what she had for breakfast. When David asks if she feels bad about any of it, she simply says she won't do it again, like she's promising not to break any more toys. David realizes his daughter is a complete sociopath, incapable of empathy or remorse. He knows the police will eventually piece together the truth, so he takes Emma to their isolated lake house, hoping to figure out what to do next. But Emma isn't finished. She attempts to murder her own father by turning on the gas while he sleeps, planning to live with her Aunt Angela instead. She coldly explains that if David dies, she can tell everyone he had a mental breakdown and Angela will take care of her. David survives the gas attack and realizes there's no saving his daughter. In desperation, he makes a terrible decision. He drugs Emma's hot chocolate with sleeping pills, hoping to end her killing spree permanently. But Emma has developed a tolerance to medication and stays awake. She enters David's room with a gun, fully intending to kill her father. She shoots, but misses because David had secretly switched the bullets with blanks. In the struggle that follows, Emma calls the police, crying that her father is trying to kill her. The security guard, hearing gunshots and seeing David with a gun pointed at what appears to be an innocent child, shoots David to save Emma. David dies instantly, and Emma has won completely. Her Aunt Angela arrives to take custody, believing that David had suffered a mental breakdown and tried to kill her daughter. As Angela hugs Emma, comforting her about the traumatic experience, we see Emma's true nature one final time. A cold, calculating smile spreads across her face,